considered the following y-intercept and slope. There's your y-intercept, and there's your slope. They want you to put the equation in slope-intercept form, and you can write this again, y equals mx plus b. Take a moment, see if you can do that. Y equals your slope, -4. Be sure to include the x, and here we only include the +4. So again, for this one, something relatively easy to start with. So what we're asked now is to graph this using techniques that we went over. So notice that the y-intercept, a +4, is already listed as a dot. Now, we said, as we look at the slope position, this is a -4/1. And since it's negative, we're going to move that dot over 1 here mentally, and then up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's our second point. Now, keep in mind, you could also go over this way, 1 this way, and then down 4, which is here. So we can get a couple of points. Again, you only need 2 to plot it with our software, and then the line will form, and there's our graph. Okay, using that special technique, now for number 2, you're asked to find the slope. Okay, there's the slope formula. Do your substitution, and let's see what you get. So this is going to be 2 minus a -2 makes that a +2. And then this is going to be 4 minus a -1 makes that a +1. So this gives us 4/5. Okay, we'll move it up so we can work on the next one. Again, write these equations in your notes right here. This is standard form. This is slope-intercept form. Since they want us to find the slope and the y-intercept, converting it from standard form, which is what this equation is in, to slope-intercept would be a good thing. So let's give you a chance. Solve this equation for y. Again, a Chapter 2 skill. So I've transposed the 2x to the other side. I'm now going to divide everything by a -5. And here I get a positive y equals a positive 2/5 x and a -5. So my slope will be 2/5 and my y-intercept. And you could write it as, in some cases, they just want a -5, but the formal way would be 0, -5. You're going to see what the software asks you to put there. I would think in this case, they just want the -5. So now they're asking you to graph using slope-intercept this equation. All right, we'll give you some time. So you put a dot on -5. Got a really big dot there. And you're going to go over 5 since it's positive. So over here mentally, then you're going to go up 2, and then that's going to be your line. Something like so. Okay, now remember, big dots are not good. In geometry, a dot is a point but doesn't have any width. And a line is a length, doesn't have any thickness. Okay. Okay, in example 4, we're asked to find the equation of this line. Now, they already gave you the line. They want the equation in slope-intercept. So, again, write this again. This repetition is good for memory. Slope-intercept form. Now, what do you know? We know when x goes here, we need to find the slope, and we need to find the y-intercept. So take a moment, see what you can do. Well, the y-intercept we see is right here at 5, so we can put a 5 there. Now, what would our slope be? Well, we're going to look for a point where it crosses the line, right, let's say right there. And then we're going to make our little triangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The x values are going to be a 4. And then the y values are going to be a 3. And there's the equation of that line. In a sense, working in the reverse of what we've done before. Now, for our last example here, we're asked to graph this equation. Well, again, from our review sheet of formulas of Chapter 3, if we solve this for a positive x, we're just going to multiply each by a -1. We get x equals -1, which is x equals a, which you may recall is the equation of a vertical line. So you're going to put a dot at the x-intercept, another dot in the other place, and then just draw the line on your, oh, I didn't do that well here. Let's get a nice line there. So something like that. All right, now what we want to do is raise this up now a little bit. And you run into some clear space here. And we want you to write this last example as a new example. And this will be y equals 3, which is in the form y equals b. And you can sketch a graph. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's just going to be a horizontal line going through the y-intercept, like so. Just to have another example. Okay, this will wrap us up. A little bit, this section a little bit easier than perhaps some of the others, but hopefully building your skills toward mastery.